Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. We are live on Tanya Innovations Africa. Apologies for starting late, but we are here. The panelists are already here, and I hope you're all set. My name is Maganda Evans Tabingwa, your host and moderator of this show. And tonight, I have a group of eloquent speakers, entrepreneurs, and people who are doing immense work for Africa. Already with us is Madame Basuti Gatibolo from Botswana. Also works in Zimbabwe. I also have Madame Rita Nagudi of Kipeke Solutions. I have Mr. Isaac or Dr. Isaac Christopher Lubogo, our very own from Uganda, the innovator of the sui generis. He will tell us what the sui generis is anyway. Finally, I have Mr. George Abraham from the UK, but right now he's in Kerala, what we call Kerala, southern part of India. Those are the eminent members of Tanya Innovations who will be talking to us tonight. And I won't want to dive into any wastage of time. I'll start by inviting them to introduce each other, just briefly to know who are you, what do you do, just in that perspective, and maybe which country you are from, since we have a collection of people from different countries across the globe. I will start with our guests away from Uganda. I am starting with you, Madame Basuti Gati Bolo. Who is Basuti Gati Bolo from Botswana? Please introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Basuti Gati Bolo. Come from Botswana, but working in Zimbabwe. I'm an endowed chair educational technologies at Africa University, and I'm also the founder of Go to Space organization of Botswana. That was organization of Botswana. Go to Space was established to mentor women and girls in space science and technology to break gender inequality. Thank you.
Thank you, Madame Basuti Gatibolo. I think you're 1 hour behind Kampala, right?
Yes, we are 1 hour behind Kampala.
It's about 7 p.m. there. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
That is still close. So very happy to have you on this show tonight, Madame Basuti Gatibolo. Back to you, Mr. George Abraham.
Right, I'm George Abraham, and I'm normally based in UK, and but currently on business in India. Very briefly, born in Tanzania, so I'm African by birth and experience, but I've lived in many parts of the world. So I work as a consultant, really connecting the dots between governments, industry, and education. So really going to, I deal with things I'm agnostic to subject, but really looking at opportunities where friction is there and bringing solutions into the market. Thank you.
Thank you, George. India, what time is it now?
It is it's 11:15 in the night. I'm the latest, but that's not a problem.
Okay.
I'm happy to be here.
Okay. Thank you. To Rita Nagudi.
Thank you, Evans. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rita Nagudi. I am the founder at Kipeke Solutions, where we process, package, and blend herbal teas under our brand name, Pumzi Blended Teas.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
You didn't say you're from Uganda, did you?
From Uganda.
Okay, great.
Right
Finally, we have my brother Isaac Christopher Lubogo. Brief introduction, please. Oh, Isaac. Isaac, are you there? Okay. Maybe at appropriate time, it could be a technological issue. So,
right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I hope I can be heard very clearly.
Yes, sure,
I had
sure. Go
issues
ahead.
with the... Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me? I'm
Sure.
here loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Mm.
Go on, Isaac. Introduction.
Right. I was just saying that my name is Isaac Christopher Lubogo. I'm the founder and the CEO of Stu Generis. And I pride myself in, okay, great. I pride myself in being a legal innovator. And I come from Uganda, but particularly from Bulamoji, Halfland. Yes, I'm trying to speak. I think my problem might have network issues, but I hope you can hear me.
We are hearing you loud
I was
and
just
clear, Isaac.
reiterating that my name is Isaac Christopher Lubogo. I come from Uganda. Thank you, sir. I come from Uganda. I am born of Bulamoji, Buyuge, Gadumire, and I pride myself as being the founder and innovator of what we call the Stu Generis. And we'll talk a little bit about that as we continue with the discussion. So it's an honor and a privilege for me to be with you here and to rub shoulders.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll go to the purpose of this show. As you may have heard from the introduction, we are having a representative from Botswana, Zimbabwe, Madame Basuti Gatibolo. We are having Rita Nagudi from Kampala, Uganda, in herbal teas. We are having Mr. Isaac Christopher Lubogo, a law lecturer, but also CEO Stu Generis, or founder Stu Generis app. We also have Mr. George Abraham, who is our rep, Tanya Innovations Europe, but he does a number of consultancies. We usually call him the man of connecting the dots. Okay? So I want to thank you, panelists, for coming onto this platform tonight, and also to thank our viewers and listeners on this platform. We always cherish you, and we hope that with the time that we have, we shall be able to listen from these have been ordinary members, and they may still be ordinary members, but they have done immense things using their small steps to create the change that they want to see, both in their space, in their countries, and Africa at large. And it's for this reason that we have come to have a discussion of this kind, maybe to young people or to business people who are involved in startups, who are struggling in one way or the other, not to tire, that once you work hard, you will always be able to see the results. And I'm going to start with Madame Basuti Gatibolo from Botswana. Madame Basuti, from the year 2021, you have won a number of awards. I think others in technology. You have been held in high esteem in Africa to be among the top 35 women entrepreneurs in the year 2021 still. You have also gone ahead to win a global award among the women who matter on the globe. Madame Basuti, there are very many young people out there, especially women in Africa, who want to hear from you. What are these awards? What do they mean to you? How have you been able to do this? Because you have always talked about having started from a small village in Botswana or Zimbabwe to what you are today. Could you just briefly give us your journey story, please. Briefly.
Yeah, good evening, everyone, once again. Yes, my name is Basuti Getibolo. I'm going to share with you how I became a space scientist and also winning multiple awards for now. So I grew up in a village called Matangani village. So that's where I started my primary school, and also I attended my secondary school in a village, not in the city. But I had a dream at that time when I was young that I wanted to be an astronaut. After that dream, I didn't know exactly how do I become an astronaut. And at primary schools, I used to be one of the best students in mathematics and science. So the time that I was reading more about science, technology, and so on, and that's when I started to know that astronauts or space, if you have a background of science, you can do that. So at the end of it, I ended up doing my first degree in geographical information systems and remote sensing. That's the space applications. That's where now I started to live my dream and also follow my passions. And also through the love of space science, I managed to empower like this self-development, because whenever I will see a course that is related to space science, I'll pay for it and also do it online and so on. Sometimes as an African student or girl, you can ask yourself the questions of where will I work after that career or after I do space science. So for me, I was looking at in a broad way that whenever you are, whether you are in Africa, as long as you are in the world, you can practice what you do best anywhere, everywhere, because there's no border in space. Whether you are in rural, whether you are in the city, whether you are in developed country, we all use space. Space is all about the Earth environment, off-Earth environment, and also we are all benefiting from space every day. If you look at the sun, we all benefit from the sun. If right now, when we are interacting or we are holding such kind of meeting, we use space science through internet and through teleconferencing. This teleconferencing and internet provided by satellite in space, that's what we call space science also, and so on. That's the example. So when I was at tertiary, like doing my first degrees and the PhDs, PhDs and at tertiary education, sometimes we will opt to be a volunteer to teach like lectures, teachers at primary schools on technology, like computer, introduction to computers. So I used to volunteer a lot on that, and also to volunteer online to be a judge in the ICT fairs, like NASA space application challenges. I used to be a judge there. So that's where I started to learn more, interacting with different countries, students from other countries, experts, and so on. And also, for now, I'm a volunteer, one of the volunteers for United Nations Space for Women Network mentorship. So I'm one of them. So by winning an award, is that award that I won, it's not that I won just because I'm intelligent. No, it's that I have the passion to drive Africa. I want to see Africa doing well and the whole world. So Africa we want, Botswana we want, the whole world we want. So I have to be part of the system that contributes to the development, also to solve challenges that we face in Africa. That's why you see today I'm with Tanya, innovation, as we started networking, so I'm part of the system. I'm not cutting myself off that I'm from maybe Southern region, or I'm from Botswana, or I'm from Zimbabwe, and so on. So we are building the Africa we want.
Thank you.
So this award that I can say that I value most is the global award. The global award is the award that is like you are being recognized in a global region or global area, not in your area. So this kind of award, they motivate you because sometimes we are limited by looking at your environment that, okay, I've never been awarded where I am. But everywhere you can be awarded. So don't stop to a young girl or somebody else who wants to build Africa. Don't limit yourself that in my country I didn't get this, or where I am I didn't get this. So these things differ. So sometimes you will find that you were born to be a leader, to advise people. It can be in a smaller region, it can be from a larger area, and so on. So just enjoy whatever you do and also have the passion to help others. Wow. With love and passion. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Basuti Gatibolo. I hope there are many other young girls in high school, primary school, universities who are listening to you, and those who are Africans, because I'm sure what you have said clear is you have struggled through the stages to be what you have become today. You have also emphasized the essence of not being comfortable just in Botswana, but maybe it's because you are dealing with space technology where you talk about borderlessness, so you appreciate the essence of networking. But I can say as Tanya Innovations, we appreciate and salute you for those great things, and especially in an area people would predominantly leave it for the male. Thank you very much, Basuti, for those remarks. I hope your comments and your story has touched somebody out there. Okay, back to Uganda. Mr. Isaac Christopher Lubogo, the sui generis man. Are you there? We want you to go on, but we are more interested, you didn't make maybe a detailed introduction, and people would just be imagining the normal Isaac Lubogo they know as a lecturer, but Isaac Lubogo was selected to be on this panel. He just recently won one of the best tech entrepreneurs. He's a lecturer at UCU and many other universities, and through the innovation he has in sui generis. And I want to say I'm part of the beneficiaries, by the way, of his app, because I am doing some of my law classes at the back. And I've used his app, and he's doing an immense job. Isaac, please, briefly.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, my esteemed brother, for those wonderful, kind words. Well, what can I say about Isaac Christopher Lubogo? Isaac Christopher Lubogo is a Ugandan who comes from Busoga, particularly Bulamoji and Kadumiri Uyuge. And he's a lecturer of law in a number of universities. And he prides himself in having recently won an award, like my brother just put it rightly, the best legal researcher of the year 2022, and also the best legal depositor of the year 2023, and also the best alumni of the Uganda Christian University of the year 2023 as well. I find myself in this place not because I'm any better than anyone, but in the words of Thomas Edison, who said that genius is 1% inspiration and 99% aspiration. So even as we begin to labor and find out what innovation is and what innovation can do for us in terms of, having a relationship, I think like Dr. King said, I cannot be what I am until you are what you are. In other words, we are inextricably bound. So I believe in Ubuntu of sorts. Ubuntu Ulam. I wrote a book called Ubuntu Ulam and the Law. Those of you who are interested, you can easily find it at lubogo.org or stugeneslawup.com. So that innovation gave us the mandate to be able to speak to thousands, if not millions of people. It came out as the first law app in Uganda, if not in the world, because it has basically everything that you probably ever need in law, beginning from diploma to certificate to undergraduate to master's to PhD. And even right now, as we speak, we're incorporating it with what we call a jurist chatbot, where you can be able to interact, have some kind of artificial intelligence, where we argue in terms of the future lawyer. I wrote a book recently called Future Lawyer, Solving Criminal and Civil Puzzles. So many of the books that my brother talked about right now, probably about 40 of them, are groundbreaking law books. We have charted in uncharted waters. So many of the things we've been writing in terms of those spaces that have not been conquered or even not charted. So we pride ourselves, as what Bernard Shaw said, most men see things as they are, and that's why we dream of things that are not and ask, why not? That is my introduction.
Wow, that's great. Thank you very much. We pride ourselves in the work that you do. And I know it's not easy sometimes to write, but to be able to do that. What you didn't say is that the award you won was not only at a Ugandan level, it was at the African level. And that means that there must have been quite much inspiration in what you are doing. And we pride ourselves still in Tanya Innovations to be one of our own and in the work that you're doing. Thank you very much. Now, back to, okay, from Uganda, can we go to the UK? Okay. George? Oh, okay.
Hi.
Maybe, George, because you're the dot connector, let's first get Rita, then you come in, because you're a dot connector. Yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rita?
Thank you, Evans. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rita Nagudi from Uganda. I am the founder of Whom's It Is, a product of Kipeke Solutions. And my story with tea starts with a passion. Tea is my go-to place when I need to relax, when I've had a bad day, and I was tired of the same taste, having to take the same taste of tea. And even when I would look out for the other fancy teas, they were expensive. So I started to experiment from my kitchen with the different herbs, different fruits, and different spices to be able to come up with my own tea. And I remember the first time I got a visitor, they inquired about the tea and also the aroma that was coming through my kitchen. So I told them that this is a special blend that I make for each occasion. And I was encouraged by this visitor, and I got my first, but then I ended.
The could bring solutions the market space for it, because what I found is when I talk in many parts of the world, lots of countries are always having talk shows about invest in my country. You know, they talk about invest in my country, but when you talk about that, you need to understand what are the missing parts. Why would somebody come to invest in your country? There are capacity issues, and I identified that as the important. The capacity of the people in not getting. This is one of the projects we're working on. Another project we've just started working on is waste to energy, which again, every country produces so much waste, and we have so many problems about energy, and instead of creating very expensive power generating projects, we're looking at contextual issues in the country, every country has, and we're looking at taking waste, all kinds of waste from, food, plastic, and all the other rubble that typically goes into a landfill, and we're looking at projects, and we're advancing those conversations to address the challenges that are in Africa, in Uganda, in that space. Because without power, you can't keep your industries going. And once that is taken care of, you build up the capacity, build trained people, you then bring education and all other kinds of gaps that need to be addressed. So that's where we are looking at a number of projects. The other one we're looking at is Africa has so much arable land. The biggest challenge it has is it produces a lot of food, but it doesn't get to the market. The farmers don't get paid. So we're working on we've got a solution that can address from farm to fork, a software solution that can help farmers get the best price. They get the cooperatives and agro-processing companies. So we connect the dots between the value chain to address the challenge in the market space. So that's a third project we're working on. The other is obviously in areas like education, upskilling, in construction, cybersecurity. For me, I'm agnostic to subject. I'm always looking where there is a bit of friction, and I just then put together people together that would be able to come and address the solution, the challenge that we face. Thank you, Madam.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate you so much, George, for the nice work you're doing for us from that end. And I think part of the reasons we also thought that you'll be on this platform for the discussion that we are having is to let people know that technology has broken down all the borders. And maybe in relation to what Basuti was saying, that when you are in space, it's borderless. It affects everybody. But we are letting all people know that in today's world, don't limit yourself with the borders that have been dictated to dictate your domain. So we're using technology to ensure that wherever, in fact, we are world citizens, whereby so long as we have something that is common, we can be able to link together. George was here less than 1 month ago, and you can't imagine the type of projects that we have started raising just out of this interaction. For example, I think what he hasn't explained clearly is that with the team from India, we are already at advanced stages with Uganda Investment Authority to take a group of apparel interested persons at the cost of Indian government, the air tickets, the accommodation in a 4-star hotel in New Delhi, and they'll be doing this training. And it has come out of this conversation. I think as we are speaking, George right now is in Kerala, southern part of India, also trying to make other networks. We also have, I think last month, we hosted here Lord Christopher Moore, who has also started engaging us in areas of renewable energy and producing low-cost electricity. This is the power of networking. This is the power of talking to one another. Gone are the days where you think you are an expert, you're working only for yourself. Trust me, that's not the best of good you can be. There are always many other ways. There are ways you can be more productive by ensuring that the people you network with will add value to what you are not able to do. And that's the conversation we are having. I have not seen many comments from the members online, but I'll read what is here. Okay. I acknowledge Paul Kasonsole Mukungu. Thank you, Paul, for being on. Trasila, Philip Eric Bakalikwira. Yes, my brother, thank you for being online. Masia Sante from London. Then Zedekia Lutomia from Mumias, Kenya. Thank you. I think in the interest of time, we may not be able to make any readings because we started late, but I've just been able to read those few that I can see here online. Okay, now let's go to the last shot of this event. Last comments in terms of now what you're doing. Gatibolo, do you want to tell us what you're doing with Go to Space and other initiatives that you are involved in right now? And then as you finish that, you can just give in your closing remarks so that we are able to close this program. We started a bit late and we are shooting further away. Gatibolo?
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Yes.
What is Space is an organization that was registered in Botswana. What we do is to educate, to empower women and girls and the communities, also the leaders on the use of space science and technology. And for the young girls, it's also on STEM education, because we have realized that if you look at a number of statistics of girls and boys, when it comes to science and technology, you find that there are more boys than girls looking at the statistics. So we need to empower these young girls so that they can also do the programs, and these programs are the one that at the end of it, you'll see that they have high-paying jobs so that girls and women can also be empowered with that. So the other thing is like focusing on the leadership. If you look at the space science, technology and applications, and if you compare it with like the use of it globally, it is very useful for management of or achieving the sustainable development goals. So that's where the leaders are needed. They need that skills also, so that when they take decisions, and also when they maybe dividing funds, they have also look at that kind of technology. We see African countries are now starting using space science technology. We see countries like Uganda, they've launched the satellite in space, Zimbabwe, and so on, Angola. So our leaders need to know the use of it so that they can support, full support for the countries and for the region, so that manage the resources.
Okay.
And also one of the other main thing that I'm doing is mentorship. And mentorship is you teach somebody, you share your ideas so that you motivate them so that they can be also bold enough to take action wherever they are, as to lead them. So mentorship is also very important, because I'm one of the Space for Women network mentor for United Nations Office for Outer Space. So we mentor girls and women who are interested in the use of space science technology. And this space science technology is not only for scientists, only like those who are on the STEM program, science, technology, and engineering, even the arts, because we need those space artists like us, as their space suits, we need the fashion designers, and so on. So everyone who is interested on the space can be part of it, or you can start learning space science. Also, the use of space in education, like we are doing teleconferencing, e-learning, and also in health, if you talk of e-health or telemedicine, is all this falls under space applications. So it is very important to learn this technology, or to have an idea of what is it. So to everyone, I can say that when you have a passion and you have a dream, you have to follow it and do the best. You can also drive change in Africa, in your community, in the world. So fear not.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gatibolo. Can I come back to Isaac?
Yes, sir. I'm here loud and clear.
Yes. Do you have any remarks, any motivation remarks, any closing remarks that you want to give to our listeners?
Absolutely, absolutely. I just mentioned when I began by talking to us this evening that each one of us has a special gift, a special talent, a special calling. And this word genius, as I pointed out to you, is simply 1% of inspiration and 99% of aspiration. So even as we persevere or as we try to juggle through life, we should be mindful that there are times that we have to look deep within ourselves and find that power. We need to awaken the torrents of emotion, the torrents of admiration, torrents of apathy, the torrents of deep yearning for a world where we are able to conquer as long as we move in resilience and compassion. And that should reign over and above everything that we do. I don't come from, I believe in what Marcus Garvey one time said, that the world has made being black a disgrace. I intend to make it a virtue. So even as we strive to try to conquer space, in use the words of the space lady right over there, we should be mindful that it's not going to be easy, but the more you do it, the more resilient you are, the more stubborn you are, the more you're going to be able to conquer and overcome those challenges. And that has happened in my life, and I believe that happened in everybody's life. I think it was Edmund Bank who said, most men see things as they are, and that's why I dream of things that are not and ask why not. So we should keep dreaming, keep pursuing our dreams, and we believe that the sky is no longer the limit. Thank you, my brother.
There you go, philosopher Isaac Christopher Luvogo. Thank you. Those are very insightful comments. And I think those who don't want, those who have not been inspired, start picking the man's books. I don't know at what rate I see him bringing out a book every other day. I don't know whether the man sleeps. I don't know whether he has AI gadgets that help him to write. But I think as you can listen to him, you can know that indeed he's a man of wisdom. Thank you, Isaac. Yes, back to you, Rita. What are you doing with the herbal teas, Kipeke Solutions? What are your current engagements to take Kipeke Solutions to another level? Rita.
Thank you, Evans. What we are doing right now is to bring Pumzi teas to the world. And to do this, we need to work with a community of men and women from this country. So what we are doing, we are setting up a model farm for growing the different herbs, especially the hard to find herbal ingredients. We are working with farmers in farmer groups by training them, by setting up gardens that at the end of the day with the goal that these will supply to us. So we are looking at creating more opportunities for those that are into farming of the different ingredients that we use with our teas. And also right now, we have also entered into a competition for African business heroes. Here we are looking to raise $100,000 that will help us grow our farmer groups, grow our farmer profiles, in especially growing these herbs, and also bringing the tea to the global platform, so that we can be able to meet the demand that we want to create. That is where we are. And what do we want other people to know? For me, as I close this evening, I want to go back to what George has said, that networking is where we need to be. And through these networks, such as the networks I have created at Tanya Innovations, I have known that what you're struggling with, someone else in this association could be that link to that you search as a business. And there are also connections to the problems that we have in our businesses, especially when you're looking for scaling, we are looking for investment. And here I would also encourage, especially the members at Tanya Innovations that are not taking a hold of this opportunity, because technology has brought us to a space where we can speak with Basuti in Zambia, we can speak with George in the UK and in India. So we need to use the opportunities that we have now and through the networks that we have now to get to where we are and where we want to go.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rita. Yes, George, closing remarks?
What I say is my experience is networking is not something you do just, yes, you do networks for casual, say hello, but you really need to think about, as Rita just highlighted, in our Tanya Innovations, there are 135 or 140 members. Each of them, as our legal expert said, have got some skill, has got a network, has got an expertise to be able to help each of us to move the dial in what we are trying to do to the next level with the least effort. Because the key part of networking is building an audience of people that you can rely on. It's a relationship that is transparent and one that will support, that you can go to day after day and share an idea in a safe space and ask, I'm thinking about this, what do you think? And when I came to India, I'll just give you in the 10 days I've been here, it's just gone crazy. There are people who I got introduced before I came here. We started talking about some ideas, and then those people talked about to somebody else, and I'm getting so many meetings and so many opportunities. I'm not saying all of them are going to work. They take time, they take effort, but the critical aspect is the amount of opportunities and the amount of help that is out there. You need to be taking serious time out to think about what you're doing with your network, because you need to build your network as a mastermind of people you can give ideas. So remember, it is not only a one-way traffic where you're taking. Be prepared to give, because that is such an important aspect that we as individuals got to learn. By giving, you never know. I get calls from people that I've met on a flight. I've got nothing out of them at that point in time. They've asked me some information. I've just given it to them. And you know what? A couple of years later, somebody calls me and I say, where did you get my name from? And they say, oh, somebody knows me and told me that I should be talking to you about, and you'll be the person that I should talk to. Now, I'm not saying I have all the answers, but you know what? I know the people I can go to get the answers to help that individual, whatever they're looking for. And these are then become trusted partners to build your personal growth, your personal business, and pay forward to what we're here for. We need to help each other. That's my short answer to this whole aspect of networking.
Okay, George, thank you. You can hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Thank you very much for those insights. I think, members, we have short of 20-something minutes, and it would only be fair that we can come to the end of this show. I want to, with great appreciation, to thank our panelists, right from you, George. You're on a business trip in India, sparing time to come on board, and the work that you're doing to outsource investors, to create the networks that we need back in Europe, Asia. To thank you, Rita Nagudi, very passionate about what you're doing. Amidst the very many challenges that are in Uganda, you have been able to stand the test of time, to stand for your brand. Actually, the truth is that when I heard you talking about teas, I was like, now, is there a future in teas? But I think after the pitch at NSSF winning the award, I think I realized that they had seen what we hadn't seen. And I can see you growing day by day. And I hope that Tanya Innovations will give you that network for the market. Already we're looking at the Asian market with George. And I suppose that that will help your business to grow. Our brother Lubogo, yeah, quite a man with many ideas, passionate about what he does. We pray that the Almighty God will still be able to lead you, to be able to cause this impact on the African continent. And we hope that you will always go higher and higher and be able to cause the change that you aspire to do. Our sister Basuti Gatibolo, very proud of you for the awards that you have garnered on the African continent in the area of STEM, in the area of space technology, now at the global level. I think being in our network, but also being able to win some of these awards, they mean a lot not only to you, but to all of us and the continent at large. I want to thank you so much for coming on this platform. Allow me to acknowledge the comments by Francis Mandepu, one of our Tanya Innovations member right from Dar es Salaam. We salute you and thank you. We have read your comments, but I think we had finished reading the comments. And to all the other people who have put in their time, Eric Philip, I think he's an environmentalist. Thank you very much for coming on board, and all the other parties that have been able to participate on this program tonight. Thank you, and we wish you well. Sorry for all the glitches that may have appeared on the platform, and we hope to be better next time. Thank you, and God bless you. Good night, good morning, good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.